then there's an offence called unacceptable behaviour to be dealt with for that. Stop, you're not travelling. Now back off and leave the station.
Welcome back. What starts as a routine journey to work takes an unexpected turn at a train station. An officer begins questioning the traveller and demands identification, despite already having received an essential worker reference number and personal details. The traveller stays calm and asks a question that reframes the entire encounter. What legal authority actually requires him to produce physical ID? From that moment, the conversation stops being about a commute and becomes something else entirely. A direct dispute over police powers, individual rights, and where the line between the two is actually drawn.
And where'd you work?
Right, so I work in a Cardiff with food deliveries.
Yeah, have you got any ID or anything on you?
Yeah, you can call up the delivery if you wish. The ID is 350261.
I'm asking you for details. Do you have any personal details? Let's just take your details then. Your name.
My name is Patrick.
Have you got any ID on you, Patrick?
Yes, I have. Is there any reason why I need to provide the ID?
Because you're travelling through here, so I'm just verifying that you're travelling through for valid reasons. Okay, Patrick?
Yeah, the valid reason
you don't need to record me. I'm recording all this on
that's
the
fine.
camera, okay? But if I don't believe that you're an essential worker, then you won't be travelling, okay?
Yes,
So I need to verify
Definitely.
that. Right.
I am just concerned a little bit about the abuse of power, you know, because
No, it's not that. I've been doing this to
a
everyone.
little bit we are going into the waters where people start to be adding to the story. So
listen, I've been doing this to everybody today. You're the first person that started recording me, and you're having an argument with me.
it's no argument.
Right from the start, the officer seems more interested in obtaining physical ID than establishing the facts. Resurrection provides his essential worker number so it can be verified, then gives his name, yet the officer continues insisting on seeing identification without first explaining the legal power requiring it. In England and Wales, there is no general law requiring someone to carry or produce ID simply because a police officer asks. Unless a specific statutory power applies, the request remains just that, a request. Instead of identifying and explaining such a power, the officer dismisses Resurrection's perfectly reasonable question and even characterises his refusal as having an argument. Challenging a police request isn't obstruction, and asking an officer to justify their authority is exactly how police accountability is supposed to work.
We are recording basically just like you basically. I'm recording like
Patrick,
you. It's no
are you
argument.
going to show me any identification?
What's the reason for the ID?
Because I want to confirm your name and address.
Right, but for what reason?
As I've just said, if you're not willing to cooperate, I'll ask you to leave the station and I won't permit you to travel. Do you want to catch the train?
Definitely.
Do you have a ticket?
Yes, I have.
Can I see a ticket, please?
Right, I will need probably to call someone here from the Great Western Railway who is responsible for the ticket checking.
I'll ask you to leave
because
the station.
you are putting a little bit too much power on yourself when you're trying to.
Have you got a ticket?
Yes, I told
Can I
you.
see a ticket then?
Right,
If you're not going to show me a ticket, I'll ask you to leave the station.
for what reason?
Tension builds. The officer keeps pressing for identification while continuing to fall short of clearly explaining the legal basis for that demand. The traveller offers a practical solution. He will show his train ticket to railway staff. The officer refuses to accept it. Instead, the threat of being prevented from travelling altogether enters a conversation. What started as a simple verification has crossed into something more confrontational. Authority is being asserted. Justification is being withheld. And the question of whether compliance is actually required here hangs over every exchange that follows.
You refuse to read details. You're not travelling.
I will give you the details if you give me a reason.
No,
it's no problem.
I'm not.
Right. So asking for him for a reason. The ID is here. Also, my work number is here. They just refusing to give the justification because they don't have any justification, basically.
We call for other units to attend you. If you carry on, then there's an offence called unacceptable behaviour. Yeah?
Which is yours.
No, that's yours now, yeah? You've been spoken to, you've been asked to provide identification, you've been asked your reasons for travel.
And you've been asked for the justification?
More importantly, listen to me, Patrick.
Justification?
You've been asked to show your ticket, you've refused to do that. So we can all record, yeah?
For safety.
A lot going on in the world at the moment. I'll ask you to leave. There's an offence called unacceptable behaviour to be dealt with for that, okay? Which means that you could get reported or even possibly arrested. You refuse to provide any details at the moment, leave the station.
Patrick makes it perfectly clear that he's not refusing to cooperate out of principle. He's simply asking for the legal reason first, which is exactly what anyone is entitled to do when an officer is demanding personal information. Rather than answering that straightforward question, the officer calls for backup and suddenly invents an offence he calls unacceptable behaviour. There is no standalone criminal offence in England, and Wales called unacceptable behaviour. Police can only act under recognised offences created by statute or common law, not labels that have no legal meaning. The fact he repeats it and even threatens Patrick with arrest or being reported makes the situation even more concerning. Under Section 24 of PACE, arrest must be linked to a genuine suspected offence and satisfy the necessity test, not to vague descriptions that don't exist in law.
You're not travelling. Alright? I'll use force if necessary when my colleagues arrive. Stop! I'm telling you to stop. You're not travelling. Now back off and leave the station.
By the force? Why
I'm telling you, you're not going to.
You are holding an offensive weapon in your hand.
You're not travelling. Back off, back off. There's members of the public here now. I've got spray and I will use it, okay?
Unjustifiably?
Listen,
Am I threatening
leave
you?
the station.
Am I
Leave the
threatening
station.
you?
You are not travelling, you're not providing details. Wise up, yeah? Wise up, you're not travelling.
Right.
Leave
Am
the
I
station.
threatening you?
I've just told you, leave the station.
You need the mental
You
support.
are not
now.
obeying any
You need a mental
instructions.
support.
Listen.
Do you understand that you need a
are
mental support?
Resisting, you are obstructing, leave the station. You're not travelling. You will be arrested when my colleagues come down here. Leave.
Look on this man.
Then it escalates. The officer introduces a possibility of arrest, repeatedly pointing to what he describes as unacceptable behavior. The traveler's requests for legal justification keep coming. Clear answers keep failing to arrive. Instead of explanation, the officer calls for backup. The possibility of force enters the conversation. And with every exchange that passes without a straight answer, the gap between what is being demanded and what can actually be legally justified grows wider. The traveler is asking straightforward questions. What he is getting back are increasingly serious threats.
Other officers are coming now. Be told to leave the station. You've refused. So you'll be arrested when other colleagues arrive for obstruction of police. You understand? Yeah, you understand? Patrick, I'm filming you. No reason you're not telling me why you're travelling. Leave.
I told you the reason.
You told me
It's on the camera as well.
For Uber. It's not Uber. I asked you to provide details and stuff. You refused. You can call me as much as you want, yeah? I'm giving you an order now to leave the station. You refuse.
Interesting for the people. They are pretty bored at the moment.
The colleagues arrive and be arrested for the facts.
What offense?
Obstruction of police. I'm giving you an order. Yeah?
You're not giving me any kind of order.
I've told you to leave the station.
You are obstructing my freedom. I'm going to the work. You've been provided by the ID, and you're obstructing my freedom.
The confrontation reaches its peak. The officer physically prevents the traveler from boarding his train. Pepper spray is drawn. The warning is explicit. Force may be used. The traveler's position hasn't changed. He is trying to get to work. Nothing more. The officer keeps citing obstruction without clearly identifying the legal foundation that makes that charge applicable here. And now more officers are arriving. The space for conversation is closing. What began as a demand for identification at a train station is moving rapidly toward physical enforcement. And the legal justification for everything leading to this moment still hasn't been clearly stated.
And you need a mental health. You know?
You're not travelling. You're not willing to show
You need a mental health.
You're not
That's the truth.
You can stand and argue here as much as you want. There's serious things going on in the world. You're not going to.
These clumps.
I'll take your full details off you now. Now I've got colleagues, but we'll do that out in front of the station. Otherwise, you'll be arrested for obstruction of police. Okay?
Right.
You can put your phone down. Patrick, I'll take hold of you now. Yeah. Right, listen, I'll take some details off you. It can be dealt with at a later date. At the moment, I just tried to ask him why he's travelling. He's told me his name, he obstructed. Because I was single crewed, I didn't want to...
The arrival of additional officers brings the encounter to its abrupt conclusion. The traveler is detained. The recording is interrupted. And the questions that ran through every moment of this encounter about identification, about travel, about the legal authority behind every demand made, remain completely unresolved. What the footage captures is now its own lasting record. Whether every action taken here was legally justified is not a conclusion this breakdown will draw for you. But the encounter leaves behind questions that are difficult to set aside about police powers, about communication, and about what accountability looks like when the camera is the only witness left recording. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.